This is the third in the Rian Johnson series, which I think you and I both enjoyed the first two very much.
So,
this
yes.
follows on from Glass Onion, which kind of, expanded the palette a little bit more. But essentially, it's the same setup as before in that it's Rian Johnson doing a modern whodunit, which throws back to kind of Agatha Christie on the one hand, but also has a kind of very modern setting. Particularly star-studded cast: Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Sponey, Daryl McCormack, Thomas Hayden Church, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. An absolutely extraordinary cast. So the story is Josh O'Connor is this priest who has been sent to a new church in upstate New York. He used to be a boxer, and he's been sent there because he punched out a deacon. So he's been sent to this kind of backwater. When he gets there, he immediately locks horns with the resident preacher, who has got this kind of really outspoken manner to him, says outrageous things, has alienated loads of people, but has around him a hardcore of people who are fiercely devoted to him. Then at a key moment in the narrative, he's doing a sermon, and he walks, the whole congregation see him walk into an enclosed room, and the next thing is he's dead in the enclosed room with a demon's head knife stabbed into his back. So it's the perfect mystery. How did this happen? Everybody saw him go in alone, and now he's dead. Here's a bit of the trailer.
You're the only one at that church who hated his guts.
The spirit really moved him today, huh?
So tell me, what the hell happened?
Everyone thinks I did it. I didn't do it.
This goes way beyond normal police work. This is something even I have not experienced. A perfectly impossible crime.
This case is solvable, right?
I'm incapable of not solving a crime.
The fantastic Daniel Craig doing Benoit Blanc. I think his accent is getting more outlandish. I think he's really kind of relaxing into, because when he did the very first film, he said that he was experimenting with that accent, and there was a kind of, okay, this is what you're going to do all the way through the film, and he's lent into it more and more. So the whole setup is, there appears to be one prime suspect who at the beginning says, you think I did it, I absolutely didn't, but then everybody else has some kind of motivation. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the Knives Out movies. I love the fact that it's a kind of old-fashioned whodunit, but I also love the fact that they've got very modern themes. In the case of Glass Onion, there was a lot of stuff about tech bros and millionaires and Elon Musk and all that sort of thing. In the case of this, there's an awful lot about corrupt religion and lunatic devotion to people who are completely incapable of rational thought. But all that stuff that's kind of, because Rian Johnson is quite sort of politically satirical, but it's all also really good fun. This leans less into broad comedy than some of the others have, because some of the others have had kind of really many laugh out loud moments. I mean, this builds up to the kind of weirdest reincarnation of the resurrection you can possibly imagine. It's kind of dark, it's kind of gothic, but it's done with such relish. And honestly, I could happily have Rian Johnson make one of these every year for the next 5 years, because there is something about the fact that they play particularly well at Christmas. Obviously, this is a big thing for Netflix as a Christmas release, because it's got everything. There's nothing in there that no one's going to come away from it feeling shortchanged. Actually, the plot becomes more and more convoluted and complex and tied up, but at the same time, it's just really, really good fun. And I think they're great. I mean, I know a couple of people have been a bit sniffy about, well, it's just the third in that series. But the thing is, the reason that series exists is because nobody else is making these kind of movies. Nobody else is making those kind of old-fashioned whodunits. And because Rian Johnson is such a good writer, when you get to the reveal, it's not like, there's that thing in whodunits when there's a group of people, there's like 7 people in a room, and you're trying to figure out which one did it. And then at the very last moment, somebody says, oh, the postman turned up, and you've never been mentioned before, and it was him. In the case of this, when the reveals happen, they're always kind of very complicated, but they're always very satisfying.
Who did it?
The postman.
Oh, okay. He just turns up at the end.
Did I ever tell you, for one of my children's birthdays, Child 1 wanted to go to see The Mousetrap, which is the longest running play like in forever. And so we went, and Child 2, who's younger than child one, wasn't particularly interested in going to see the Mousetrap because it sounded like, oh, what do I want to see the Mousetrap for? And so anyway, so we sat there and the Mousetrap started, and the Mousetrap got like one of the most famous twists in the history of modern theatre. Anyway, child two is sitting there watching the thing, and they get to the moment in the Mousetrap when the guy says, and I put it to you that the murderer was Dingy Bong, and there was silence, and you heard child two went, no!
They would love that reaction, though. So in the Mousetrap, the murderer is Dingy Bong.
Dingy Bong, yeah. Who killed the postman, yeah.
That's an incredible twist, which you have now spoiled.
Yeah. Anyway, Knives Out, Wake Up Dead Man is really terrific. The whole resurrection thing is in the Wake Up Dead Man and blah, 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 blah. But so I suppose technically it's more of an Easter movie, but it's a Christmas staple.
Yeah, it was kind of the resurrection and the...
Yes.
Is in the film?
Yeah, well, it's the Good Friday sermon, and he's killed. And then obviously in terms of the theology, that's leading up to a resurrection.
Okay.
But I'm not going to spoil the plot any more than that.